How we doing, Patriot fans? Welcome back to the PrimeTime Patriots podcast. As always, I'm your host, Jake Mott. Super excited to be bringing you guys a recap of a big Patriots win, 29-0 against the Detroit Lions at Gillette Stadium this past Sunday. Awesome day for the Patriots. Obviously, the first career start for Bailey Zappy, who is the third string, second string, however you want to say it, on this team. He gets his opportunity. Really shows out with a great day, 29-0 shutout win for the Patriots. So let's not waste any time. Let's get right into it. The good, the bad, the ugly. So, the good. Obviously, the good's going to be pretty loaded this game, but we'll start right at the top with Bailey Zappy. He's the big man in the area, big man in New England right now. 17-21 passing, 188 yards, one touchdown and one pick. The pick was not really his fault whatsoever, if you saw. That ball went right off of the hands of Nelson Agholor. It was good ball placement and everything from Zappy. Ball just gets tipped up in the air and intercepted there. So definitely not his fault on the one interception. And this is what I thought was the most interesting, was no sacks. I mean, we're used to watching any quarterbacks in the NFL understanding when it's time to just bite the bullet and take a sack. Obviously, it's never preferred. You'd always like to try to get the ball out of bounds if it's possible. Anything to avoid it, but even the best quarterbacks in the game, we see sometimes a sack is just what has to happen. Bailey Zappy avoided all that. 0 sacks in this game. I think it's the first time the Patriots have been able to do that all season. So you have a rookie quarterback, comes in, plays very, very well consistently, soundly, doesn't turn the ball over, exceeds his expectations. And just so we can say this now and get it out of the way, I think it's still way too early to get into any sort of actual QB start discussions. There's not a single thing in the world that Bailey Zappy does better than Mac Jones. I understand recency bias. I understand Bailey Zappy had a pretty productive day in Green Bay when he was thrown into the fire, and he obviously had a nice day here in his first start against Detroit. But it's Detroit, and the Packers just lost to the Giants. I don't think the Packers are, and anything aside, I don't think he's shown you anything. Mac Jones could have easily done what Bailey Zappy did in this time, and he should. He's a number one. He's a first-round draft pick. He's a first-round talent at quarterback. He's your guy moving forward. I think, if anything, this makes it a very convincing, clear-cut decision that you really do not need Brian Hoyer anymore. If the argument is you want him around in terms of just teaching offensive concepts and things like that, that's fine, but we also got to remember a lot of that was with the Josh McDaniels system, which is now gone. So you got to really question Hoyer's value to the team when you see how productive and at least efficient Zappy can be if the time comes. So I think the days are probably numbered here for Brian Hoyer in a Patriots uniform, but we'll see what happens. Great day from Bailey Zappy. Couldn't ask for much better out of your third-string quarterback. So, Jacoby Myers, in the same vein, welcome back. Did not miss a beat. 7 catches in this game, 111 yards, and a touchdown. Not much more to be said than that. Jacoby Myers just being that same productive wide receiver that he's been in this Patriot system. He's really been the only guy in the past, I don't know, a long time, since Edelman. Absolutely. He's just been your guy, and he came back this Sunday after missing 2 weeks with that knee injury, and he continues to look like that guy. So that's great to see, regardless of who's slinging the rock. Jacoby Myers is going to be there. He's going to be productive, so that's great. The run game and Rhamondre Stevenson. What a day for Rhamondre Stevenson, right? It gets hairy in the beginning, right, with Damian Harris goes down. Not a super serious injury or anything, but going to miss the rest of the game. Not sure how that's going to be for Stevenson. He's going to obviously have to handle a bigger load. Ends up handling 25 carries for 161 yards, both of those being career highs for Rhamondre Stevenson. He just had a great all-around day. And if you want to hear how good of a day Rhamondre Stevenson had, go look at Bill Belichick's press conference and see how he answers the question when he's asked about Rhamondre Stevenson. Just glowing, like as much as you'll ever see Coach Belichick rave and praise a player. You saw every bit of that with Rhamondre Stevenson. and well-deserved. He did a great job running the ball, finding holes, getting extra yards on every play he could. Obviously had that huge 49-yard gash. That looked awesome. Beast mode-esque run, right? Phenomenal stuff from Ramondre Stevenson. And you're even hearing great stuff in terms of his blitz pickup, right? Those no sacks, that obviously speaks to the line play, but it definitely speaks to the pickups of the running backs, right? You're talking Ramondre Stevenson, anybody else who gets in there. This game, it was obviously 95% of the time Ramondre Stevenson. He has to pick up that blitzing defender, that extra guy, and make a big block in order to protect Bailey Zappy or whoever's playing quarterback. He did that continuously, over and over again on Sunday. Definitely his best game as a pro. Even though he didn't get in the end zone at all, the production was there. He was the offense for the Patriots, and they were able to lean on him all day. So you can't ask for much more out of your running back. So Ramondre Stevenson, great day there. Defense and Jack Jones. How we doing with Jack Jones, right? Jack Jones, we've been raving about him every single week. It's both of these young corners. Marcus Jones, no slouch either, still returning punts, which he got none of. I don't believe this game because there was 0 for 6 on fourth down. We'll get to that in a second. But Jack Jones, man, incredible, this cornerback, right? This young rookie quarterback just continuing to make plays week after week. He's stacking them now, right? Last week, he had the great strip against Green Bay, also had the pick 6 against Aaron Rodgers, one of only 4 players to ever do that. And then this week, one of the more athletic, phenomenally caught defensive interceptions that you'll ever see in the NFL. Just a great job getting both feet down, securing that thing in bounds. I mean, you can't ask for much more than the production you're getting out of him right now. So he's really kicking ass. The whole defense kicked ass. They had 0 for 6 on fourth down, which is a new NFL record. I don't know how many teams would continuously go for it, but the answer clearly is the Detroit Lions, right? 6 times they line up and try to go for it to keep the drive going on fourth. 6 times the Patriots completely shut it down. So phenomenal job by the Patriots defense all around. Outscored the Lions on their own 6-0. Just phenomenal performance by this defense. You're going to hear a lot of people saying, this is the number 1 scoring offense. And it's like, it's the Lions. Is anybody there's a lot of things that go weird early on in seasons with numbers and stuff. Nobody would want the Lions offense. They're not top 5. They're nothing. So don't put too much weight into it, but they definitely stepped up and totally shut down the Lions completely. I thought the Lions would at least put up maybe 14, 16 points in that area. Nothing. So great job from the defense. Definitely got to be in that good category. And again, normally this wouldn't be considered good, but Hunter Henry isn't dead. That's great, right? 4 catches, 54 yards. It came with Bailey Zappy, not Mac Jones. It doesn't matter. You had to get Hunter Henry some sort of production. Has yet to go over 20 yards this season. Finally blows up for a little bit of something, at least over 50 yards, right? Gets his hands on the ball more than 2 times. Great to see, right? What we really want to see with Hunter Henry is that red zone effectiveness. That's what really made his money last year, right? He killed it in the red zone, bunch of touchdown grabs. Still haven't seen one yet. That's obviously what you're looking for with Hunter Henry. Time will come, though. We got to get something on the board. We got 4 catches for 54 this Sunday, so we will take it. Hunter Henry finally in that good category. Hopefully he can keep himself there. All right, so the bad and the ugly, only 3 things between the 2 of them this week, and that makes sense. You want 29-0. There's not going to be a bunch of negatives, but there's always stuff to look at. So for the 2 bads, we have Devontae Parker and Kendrick Bourne. So Devontae Parker, I could have put him in ugly because he had 0 catches. He had no production, but his snap count was down quite a bit because they were trying to reintegrate the rookie receiver Tyquan Thornton. And obviously he's got a new quarterback, right? So it's hard for me to really, really knock receivers when there is a quarterback switch, unless you do something that's really out of your power, or that's really only something controlled by you, something only in your power. Then it's hard for me to totally fault you because you're already a dependent position, being a wide receiver, right? You need the quarterback to get you the ball. So I'm not going to put him in the ugly, I think, because his snap count was down and the quarterback changed. But you don't like to see 0 catches out of the guy who's supposed to be your number one deep ball threat or your number one threat, period, right? Kendrick Bourne, 1 catch, 1 yard, basically nothing. Had the argument with Bill Belichick on the sideline. That could easily get you tossed into the ugly category, but we'll keep him in the bad for right now just because of how his season started. Remember, it was a battle just to get this guy on the field, so he's seeing a lot more snaps. They are trying to get him the ball, so we'll take it right now. It's still not anything close to good, still in that bad category, but we'll see how he improves in these coming weeks. And to wrap it up today, the ugly, the worst thing, Nelson Agholor, right? So we talked about it. Nelson Agholor 2 games ago, so game prior to Green Bay, I believe it might have been the game before, but had a phenomenal day, right? His best day as a Patriot. It was like 160 yards or something, 159, 6 catches, a great, great day. Since then, it's been pretty negative. He had a decent first half in Green Bay, but then he has that play where he catches it. It's a huge play in the fourth quarter for the Patriots. They finally flip field position, and then the ball gets punched out of Nelson Agholor's arms. And then this week, we get a perfectly thrown ball from Bailey Zappy for what I believe would have been a first down, right through the hands of Agholor, off of his hands, up into the air, a gimme interception for the defense. So there's no real good way to say that, right? I just said it's hard when you got a new quarterback for me to blame the receiver that much and really put it in a category like ugly or something like that. But when you do something that, like Bailey Zappy has 0 control over you not catching the pass and it flying through your hands and up into the air, right? We can't fault Bailey Zappy for that. That's Nelson Agholor. It's your only turnover of the game. There's going to be something ugly in every game, even if you win 60-0. So this is the ugly this week. It's Nelson Agholor with that ball flying through his hands. And unfortunately, we're seeing Nelson Agholor starting to trend back down to what we're used to here in New England, at least, with Nelson Agholor. Great guy, great player. Love having him around in the locker room and stuff, but the production has kind of fallen to the wayside. And again, we see it this Sunday against the Lions with that interception. So, anyways, thanks so much, guys. Like I don't know if I said in the beginning, I missed the pregame for this week. That's my apologies. I had my birthday going on over the weekend. We were celebrating that with some family, so got caught up, forgot about the upload. So sorry about that, guys. It shouldn't happen again in the future. I will see you guys for a pregame sometime Friday or Saturday this week to break down Patriots and Browns, and then we'll obviously have a recap coming out after that. So thanks so much, guys, for tuning in every week. I really, really appreciate it. Share it around, drop a like, leave a comment. Have a great day. Go Pats.